Chapter 7, Introduction to Adobe Flash CS3. In this chapter, you will learn about different uses of Flash, how to start Adobe Flash, various elements present on the Flash interface, creating a Flash document, using the Tools panel. Introduction. Do you play games? Do you know how these games are created? We can use the Adobe Flash CS3 software if we wish to create games. Animations can be created in Flash by combining audio, video, images, and many other effects. A common use of Flash is to display games and advertisements on various web pages. How to start Adobe Flash CS3. Follow the steps given below to start Adobe Flash CS3. Step 1. Go to Start and then click on All Programs. After this, select Adobe Flash CS3 Professional. You will see that a welcome screen will come up on the screen. Step 2. Go to the Create New section. You will find an option of Flash File, Action Script 3.0. Select it. A new Flash document will come up on the screen as you see in Figure 2. Elements of the Flash interface. The following elements are present in a Flash document. 1. Timeline. 2. Stage. 3. Tools panel. 4. Property Inspector. Timeline. The users use the timeline to decide what the sequence and timing of all the elements and graphics that are a part of the movie should be. Stage. All the video clips, graphics, and text are placed on the stage such that they can be considered to be a part of the movie. Tools panel. We can use the Tools panel to select tools that help us draw and paint. They also help us in selecting and modifying the graphics that are present on the stage. Property Inspector. The options for changing the properties of the object that has been selected currently on the stage or the timeline are present in the Property Inspector. The users can save a lot of time as they do not need to open many menus and panels every time they wish to alter the properties. You can open the Property Inspector by first going to the window and then selecting Properties from the menu that will come up. How to create a new Flash document. A new Flash document can be created from the Flash Startup screen. Another way to do this is to go to File menu and then select New from the options that will come up. Note that when a new Flash document is created, some settings are already there by default. Any of the default settings can be altered with the help of the Document Properties dialog box. You can do this by going to Modify and then selecting Document from the shortcut menu that will come up. The properties that can be altered with the help of Document Properties dialog box are given below. Step 1. Background color. The background color of the stage can be changed. Step 2. Dimensions. We use this to set the stage size according to our needs. This stage size has a default unit of measurement which is known as pixels. Step 3. frame rate. The speed of the movie defined in frames per second can be specified. Step 4. Ruler units. We use the ruler units to specify what the dimensions of the rulers which are displayed on the left and top of the stage should be. Tools panel. The Tools panel has all the tools that help users in creating and working with the graphical objects. We can further divide the Tools panel into 4 categories. Tools area. All the tools needed for painting, drawing, and selecting regions are present here. View area. The tools that are required to zoom and move objects on the stage are present here. Color area. The modifiers that are used to set the stroke line color as well as the fill color objects are present here. Options area. All the modifiers for the tools which are currently selected in the Tools panel are present here. All the tools that are part of the Tools panel can be subdivided as follows: drawing and painting tools, selection tools, view modification tools. Drawing and painting tools. There are many tools in Flash that can be used for drawing precise lines or free form. Shapes and objects that can be filled with color can also be drawn. If you wish to use any tool, you will have to start by selecting the tool and then dragging it onto the stage. For any shape that a user draws, there are stroke line colors and also the fill color. We treat the fill and the strokes as different objects. Fill and strokes can be selected separately and moved or modified as shown below. Line tool. We use line tool when we want to draw straight lines. The line tool can be used by following the steps given below. Step 1. Start by selecting the line tool which you will find in the Tools panel. Step 2. Go to the Property Inspector and choose the stroke color, stroke style, and the stroke height. Step 3. In order to draw a line, you will have to click and drag on the stage. Rectangle tool. If you wish to draw a square or a rectangle, use the rectangle tool. The Shift key can be held while the rectangle tool is being dragged if you wish to constrain the shape to a square. Follow the steps given below to use the rectangle tool. Step 1. Start by selecting the rectangle tool which you will find in the Tools panel. Step 2. Just like in the line tool, go to the Property Inspector to choose the stroke color, the stroke style, the stroke height, and the fill color. Step 3. After you have clicked on the stage, draw a rectangle. A rectangle with rounded corners can also be drawn. To do this, you will have to drag the slider or provide any value in the rectangle corner radius box. With a value of 0, square corners are created. Oval tool. In the same manner as in the case of the rectangle tool, an ellipse or a circle can also be drawn with the help of an oval tool. You will find this tool when you click on the small triangle that is located at the lower right of the rectangle tool. Again, the Shift key can be pressed when you are dragging if you wish to draw a circle. Class activity. Try drawing the following with the help of the oval tool. the rectangle tool, and the line tool. A hut. B, traffic signal. C, a flag. Polystar tool. If you wish to draw stars and polygons, use this tool. If you click on the lower right of the rectangle tool, you will find this Polystar tool. You can choose any value of the number of points in a star or the number of sides of a polygon between 3 and 32. Follow the steps given below to draw a star or a polygon with the help of the Polystar tool. Step 1. Start by selecting the Polystar tool that you will find in the tool panel. Step 2. Go to the Property Inspector and choose the stroke color, stroke thickness, stroke style, and the fill color. Step 3. Set the values in the Tool Settings dialog box that will come up on the screen. To create a polygon, Step 1. Choose the style of the polygon. Step 2. Mention how many sides you want in the number of sides option. You can choose any value for this between 3 and 32. Step 3. The star point size settings can be retained because it will have no effect on the shape of the polygon. To create a star, Step 1. Start by choosing the style as the star. Step 2. Again, mention how many sides you want in the number of sides option. The number of sides lie between 3 and 32. Step 3. The star point size should be specified between 0 and 1. Choosing this number will control the depth of all the star points. If you choose 0, your star will have deep point-like needles. Step 4. After this, you can exit the Tool Settings dialog box by clicking OK. Step 5. Finally, you can draw a star or a polygon by clicking and dragging on the stage. Pencil tool. We can use the pencil tool if we wish to draw free-form lines or any other shape, just like we use a real pencil to draw figures on a paper. There are 3 modifiers in a pencil tool. Straighten. We can draw straight lines with the help of this modifier. Smooth. Smooth curved lines can be drawn with the help of this modifier. Ink. We can draw freehand lines without any modification with the help of this. To use the pencil tool, we can follow the steps as given below. Step 1. Start by selecting the pencil tool from the Tools panel. Step 2. Choose any one modifier from the Options area that you will find in the Tools panel. Step 3. Go to the Property Inspector to choose the stroke color, style, and thickness. Step 4. Any figure can be drawn by clicking and dragging on the stage. Brush tool. While painting or drawing any figure, we can use the brush tool if we want to create strokes like a brush. You can go to the Options area in the Tools panel and choose the brush size, brush mode, and brush shape modifiers. You can specify which region you want to paint with the help of the brush tool using the brush mode modifier. You will find the following options. 1. Paint normal. You can fill the areas and paint over lines with the help of this option. 2. Paint behind. The blank areas of the stage can be painted with this and there will be no change in the fill areas and the lines. 3. Paint fills. You can paint the empty spaces and the fill without changing the lines with the help of this option. 4. Paint inside. You can paint all the fill areas with the help of this tool. Painting cannot be done outside the lines. 5. Paint selection. You can use a new fill color to paint the filled area with the help of this tool. We will learn more on the selecting objects later. To use the brush tool, follow the steps given below. Step 1. Start by going to the Tools panel and selecting the Brush tool. Step 2. Go to the Property Inspector and click on Fill Color. Step 3. After clicking on the Brush Mode modifier, choose a mode of painting. Step 4. Choose the brush shape and the brush style modifiers. Step 5. A brush-like stroke can be drawn by dragging on the stage. Ink Bottle tool. You can alter the thickness, style, shape and color of the strokes and the shape's outline. You can use the Ink Bottle tool by following the steps as given below. Step 1. Go to the Tools panel and choose the Ink Bottle tool. Step 2. Go to the Property Inspector and choose the stroke style, color and thickness. Step 3. Select the object that lies on the stage to apply the new stroke. Paint Bucket tool. You can fill all the closed areas with gradient or solid colors with the help of this tool. All the colors which display multiple colors as you shift from one color to the other or from a color to transparency are referred to as the gradient colors. Empty areas can be filled with the help of this tool, and also color of the areas that have already been painted can be changed using the Paint Bucket tool. In a painting, there can be some areas that are not fully closed. Such areas cannot be painted using the Paint Bucket tool. For this, you can use Gap Size modifier. You will find this tool in the Tool panel in the Options area. Gap Size modifier. If you wish to close the gaps yourself, you can choose the option Don't Close Gaps. If you want the gaps to be closed automatically, choose any of the close options. An area can be filled with the help of the Paint Bucket tool by following the steps given below. Step 1. Go to the Tools panel and select the Paint Bucket tool. Step 2. Choose any color from the colors available in the Fill Color palette. It is up to you whether you want to have a gradient color or a solid color for your painting. Step 3. After clicking on the Gap Size modifier, choose the required gap size option. Step 4. Select the shape which you wish to fill with color. Fact file. You can use flashlight software to view on cell phones all the content created with the help of Flash. Eraser tool. We can either remove or erase anything we don't want in the graphic with the help of this eraser tool. The eraser tool consists of 3 modifiers like the eraser mode modifier, eraser shape modifier, and the faucet modifier. Different erasing options are discussed below. Option 1. If you wish to quickly erase anything that is present on the stage, you can do so by double-clicking on the eraser tool, or option 2, if you wish to remove the filled areas or the strokes, you will have to follow the steps as given below. Step 1. Start by selecting the eraser tool. Step 2. Go to the options area of the tools panel and select the faucet modifier. Step 3. Click on the filled area or the stroke that you want to erase. Or option 3. You can also erase if you drag. Follow the steps given below. Step 1. Start by selecting the eraser tool. Step 2. Choose the suitable eraser mode modifier. You will find that there will be the following erasing modes. 1. Erase normal. With the help of this, you can remove everything, be it fill or stroke. To erase, you will have to drag the eraser tool over it. 2. Erase lines. The fills won't be affected and only the strokes will be erased. 3. Erase fills. Here, the strokes won't be affected and only the fills will be erased. 4. Erase selected fills. With the help of this option, you will be able to remove the fills that you have selected. The strokes, whether selected or not, won't be affected in any manner. 5. Erase inside. Here, the strokes won't be affected and only the fill will be removed. Step 3. After you have selected the eraser shape modifier, choose the size and shape of the eraser. But note that your faucet modifier should not be selected. Step 4. The eraser tool should be clicked and dragged on the stage. Text tool. If you wish to enter text on a stage, use the text tool. Many text attributes can also be set, like the font size, font family, font style, letter spacing, text color, and the alignment when the text is inserted. Follow the steps given below to use the text tool. Step 1. Go to the tool panel and choose the text tool. Step 2. Go to the property inspector and choose the font, font style, font size, text color, alignment, letter spacing, and orientation for the text you have typed. Step 3. Text can be inserted by following any one of the following. Option 1. After clicking on the stage, you can start with your typing. Note that as you keep on typing, the text box will also expand. Or option 2, a fixed width text box can also be created for typing a horizontal text. You can do this by dragging the text tool and drawing a rectangle. As you keep on typing, the words will keep on wrapping in accordance with the width of the text box. Selection tools. If you wish to change the properties of any object, you will first have to select that particular object. We use the selection tool or the lasso tool to select objects in Flash. We have discussed these two important tools in detail below. Selection tool. You can select objects with the help of the selection tools if you either click on the object or drag to cover the object inside a marquee in the shape of a rectangle. Some of the ways of selecting various parts of the object are discussed below. For selecting a fill, a line or text block, you should first click on the selection tool. After this, click on the required parts of the object. For selecting lines that are connected, you will have to select the selection tool. After this, Go to any one of the connecting lines and double-click it. For selecting the stroke of the shape or the filled area, double-click on the fill after you have selected the selection tool. For selecting either singular objects or many objects that lie within the rectangular area, you will first have to select the selection tool. After this, drag such that the object or many objects are enclosed that lie within that rectangular area. Do it yourself. Draw an underwater scene with fishes and other water creatures. Use the selection tool and reshape the shape lines as well as the lines. Lasso tool. With the help of a lasso tool, the objects can be selected if the user draws a freehand area. All the objects that will lie within the closed area will be selected. To select objects with the help of the lasso tool, follow the steps as given below. Step 1. Start by selecting the lasso tool and then dragging it around the objects which have to be selected such that a loop is formed. Step 2. The loop should be closed nearly at the same point where you had started it. Step 3. After the mouse button is released, all the objects that are inside the loop will be selected. View modification tools. Here there are two tools, the hand tool, the zoom tool. Hand tool. With the help of the hand tool, the view of the stage can be changed without altering the magnification. The hand tool can be used to take a close look of a specific area of the graphic object that lies on the stage. Zoom tool. With the help of the zoom tool, the magnification level can be altered. The magnification level can be increased if you zoom in, and it can be decreased by zooming out. The enlarge or reduce modifiers that you will find in the options area present in the toolbox can be used for zooming in and zooming out. Various keyboard shortcuts. There are many keyboard shortcuts with which the users can activate different tools in Flash. Given below are the various keyboard shortcuts. Tool, shortcut. Selection tool, V. Lasso tool, L. Line tool, N. Text tool, T. Pen tool, P. Rectangle tool, R. Oval tool, O. Brush tool, B. Pencil tool, Y. Paint bucket tool, K. Ink bottle tool, S. Hand tool, H. Eraser tool, E. Zoom tool, M. Z. Summary. We can create animation movies with the help of Adobe Flash CS3. There are different elements in a Flash interface, such as the timeline, tools, panel, stage, and the property inspector. The sequence and the timing of graphics and elements are decided in the timeline. All the text, graphics, and video clips are shown on the stage. There are different tools that lie in the Tools panel that help the users to draw, select, paint, and modify the graphics that are present on the stage. We can change the properties of the objects that are currently selected in the timeline or in the stage with the help of the property inspector. Selection tools and lasso tools are used in Flash to make selections.